What's going on YouTube? It's Corey Lorenzo, and today I'm going to be talking about my experience listening to Gary Vee speak at the Tampa Bay Startup Week. Yesterday, if you guys didn't see, I took a 4-hour trip from Fort Lauderdale to Tampa to listen to Gary Vee talk, and wow, did I have the time of my life as far as listening to him, really just being a sponge and trying to soak in everything that he had to say. I did post a vlog on it yesterday, so if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description. Make sure to check that out. Really appreciate it, guys. So in that video, I didn't really go too in depth on what I thought and what I learned from it, so I wanted to make a video separate, standalone, to go ahead and share with you guys some key points that I really took away from it. I just finished rewatching some footage that I took of Gary Vee talking, and I went on my phone and put in my notes some key things that really stood out to me that I would like to share with you guys because I think that it would add some value to your lives. So let's get started. So one of the first things that Gary Vee talks about is self-awareness, and I think this is absolutely huge. He put it as, you rather be number 16 at Facebook than number 1 at Facebook. And to me, what this meant was, but just knowing that if something's working or not. Obviously, if you start a business and you're not making any profit, then you probably shouldn't be doing that. You should probably try to find something else that's going to work better for you. And same thing where if you're doing very well where you're at now, obviously keep trying to grow, but don't sacrifice, realistically, don't sacrifice what you have to get something worse. But he did make a great point saying, you know, if you have a side hustle going on and you really want to pursue that, go pursue it now, because wherever you're at currently, that job you're at, you could always get it back. So that really spoke to me. He did a Q&A and a woman asked a question similar to what I just said, and about taking the leap, when's the right time. And I thought his answer was phenomenal because it's true. Whatever you're doing right now, for me, one thing I aspire to do, just using myself as an example, is, you know, creating content, starting my own fitness brand, and creating a brand behind myself as Corey Lorenzo, and, you know, especially around fitness. And I currently work in real estate and I'm working on different things, and I know that there's going to come a point where this is going to take so much time and I'm becoming profitable at this that I'm going to have to choose either real estate or starting my own brand. And for me, it's easy because I know that once I can start a sustainable business online, which is, you know, something I aspire to do, then for me it's no question that I would just go down that route and dive into it and completely commit myself to it because it's what I really want. Whereas I know real estate will always be there for me, as far as I could just join another brokerage and start working again and start making money again. So to me, that's not a huge big deal. One of the second things that really stood out to me he talked about was patience. And to me, I wanted to hear this and I needed to hear this because being 21, you know, I always tell myself to be patient and, you know, work hard, but results don't happen overnight. But obviously, you know, everyone wants that immediate gratification as far as starting my YouTube channel. In about 2 weeks, I'm around 85 subscribers, and that's great, and I'm fucking hyped, and I'm so fucking excited about it. And to most people, they might look at my YouTube channel and be like, well, Corey has a small ass YouTube channel and he's not really doing anything with it. Where on my side, I'm just seeing growth. I'm not seeing okay, I'm only at 80 subscribers. I'm saying, shit, I gained 10 subscribers over the week, and I can only imagine a month from now how much I'm gonna grow. And that's just where my mind's at. So patience is extremely important because whatever you pursue, whatever you try, it's not gonna happen overnight. It's like the comparison I made in, I believe, two videos ago, with the comparison of the gym, where, you know, working out, building muscle, losing fat, anything like that, it takes time. It's a very tedious process, but at the end, it's always worth it. And I can compare that to, you know, doing YouTube or doing whatever excites you. There is going to be, you know, rough times and hard times, but you have to be patient. These are some things I've always lived by. You have to be realistic. Know what's capable. Obviously, don't let anyone tell you what you can't do, but be realistic within yourself. You know yourself better than anyone else does. Number 2, be positive, be optimistic. I am the most optimistic, positive person that I can be because, you know, me sitting here and whining or crying about something that's going on, or oh, poor me, throwing a pity party, that doesn't do shit for me. It doesn't make me a better person. I find out, you know, what I don't like in my life, or I find out a problem or issue, or something comes across that I don't like, and I fix it. I find a solution. For every problem, there's a solution. One quote that a really good friend of mine has always told me is, there's a solution to everything except death. And I believe that so much. So basically, unless you die, you'll find a solution. Shit happens. And another thing that Gary Vee talks about is context. You know, bad shit happening to you like for instance, I'm gonna give you guys an example. My phone is cracked. That is a first world fucking problem. You know, people always tell me, yo, why don't you get your phone fixed, Corey? Your phone's always cracked. I know it, I'm gonna get it fixed, but like, it's just not that big of a deal to me because like, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of worse shit going on in the rest of the world, and I'm not gonna sit here and cry about a phone. Like, it's just a phone, it's a materialistic object. It's what I use to make calls or send a text message or check social media or whatever I use it for. So that's kind of my opinion on that. Now, one thing I thought was really cool about Gary Vee is he talks about what drives him, what motivates him, and what his next move is. And, you know, he doesn't talk about the materialistic things, he talks about a legacy. And that's something that really spoke to me because I've always looked up to people like Greg Plitt. You might not know who he is. If you don't know who he is, look up Greg Plitt. He's the fucking man. And I've always, you know, that's something that I've always aspired is I wanted to leave a legacy behind. In my lifetime, I want to do something so great. I want to inspire people. I want to just help someone, or I want to leave a legacy. I want people to remember me for being a kind person, you know, for helping others. That's what I want to be remembered for. And of course, there's a lot of other things that I want out of my life, but that's not my driving force. That's not the fire that comes from my stomach. That's not my desire. My desire is to live my best life while I'm here, do the most I can with the time I have on this earth, because obviously one day I won't be here anymore. And like, that's all of us, you know, it just is what it is. And I'm 21 years old, and I feel, you know, extremely fortunate and lucky that I found that purpose early on, because now, you know, I have all my 20s, all my 30s, all my 40s, all my 50s. I have all these years to work towards building that up and, you know, trying to leave a legacy. So that really spoke to me, because you don't hear that too often. Spoke to every single person that, you know, had the time and the 30 minutes to speak to them, gave them real ass answers and just broke things down, you know, with his no bullshit approach, not trying to sugarcoat anything. And I like that, because, you know, you have to be a realistic, you have to be an optimistic realistic. You have to know what's what. You know, what do you have at your disposal? But fucking, you know, attack it with a fucking passion. You know, be optimistic. Like, I'm fucking optimistic. I fucking love YouTube. I love doing this. I love getting in front of this camera and talking to you guys. And I love all the support that you guys give me. So let's get to the next thing that I wrote down on my phone that I thought was pretty good. This is one quote that Gary Vee said that I thought was fucking next level. He said, "If you live for the weekends, your shit is broken." Now let's break that down to the core of it and what it means. He's basically saying, if you're waking up Monday through Friday and you're doing something you absolutely fucking hate, if you love what you're doing, then there's no problem. But if you're doing something that you absolutely hate and you're only looking forward to that Friday afternoon until, you know, Sunday, until Monday, whenever you have to go back to work, then your shit's broken, simply because that a majority of your life you're going to be spent doing something that you hate, which is working. I'm not saying don't work. Obviously, we live in a society where we have responsibilities, and, you know, money is very fucking important. I will never say that, oh, money's not everything. I don't think money's the key to happiness, and I don't think you should tie your happiness to any object, because when you have it, for instance, if you tie your happiness to money, when you have money, you'll be on top of the world. But whenever you're going through some hard times, you're going to be fucking down, and like, you don't want that. So it's just more or less, for me, don't tie your happiness to any one thing. But getting back to what I was saying, just do things that fucking excite you. Like, I'm here talking to you guys on my YouTube channel because this is something that excites me. The whole editing process, getting in front of the camera, you know, coming out of my shell. When I first started doing this, I was fucking nervous. I need to find some old clips so you guys can listen to me talk and stutter, sound like a dumbass. And, you know, now I can get in front of the camera confidently and, you know, speak what's on my mind. And none of this is like, I don't sit here and write down a little script for me to read off of. This is me getting in front of the camera, just being real as fuck, guys. So I thought that was an awesome quote that he said. And, you know, figure out what excites you, figure out what you want. And if you don't like your current situation, change it. It's never too late to change where you're at now. Alright, so there's one more topic I wanted to touch on that I took away from Gary, and that's eliminating excuses. And this is a direct quote from him, and I love it. Nobody gives a fuck about your feelings. Now, you know, obviously, your parents might, your girlfriend might, your boyfriend might, things like that. But at the heart of it, it's true. Because, you know, I'm not saying everyone's a fucking asshole. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is your ideas, your goals, your aspirations, they're yours. They're mine. You know, everything that I want for myself is within me. And a lot of people, you know, they don't give a shit. And I get that. It's cool. I mean, like, I'm not asking anyone to, like, fucking give a shit about what I want. But the biggest thing is eliminate excuses and, you know, stop telling yourself reasons why you can't do something. It's fucking bullshit. Oh, I don't have this, you know, I don't have money, I don't have, you know, there's always a way around it. Be a problem solver. If you have something that you really want, figure it the fuck out. Like, it's not easy. It's never gonna be easy, and there's never gonna be a good time to start. So get fucking started. Alright, so I hope you guys really enjoyed me talking about, you know, my thoughts, my key takeaways from seeing Gary Vee live at Tampa Bay Startup Week. If you have any questions, any comments, any thoughts on something I said, you know, you want to drop your 2 cents, leave it down in the comments below. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. This is Corey Lorenzo. Peace out.